After 60, how to touch her during a hug to awaken her deepest desire. A hug has made her more turned on than a kiss. Women have left boyfriends, cheated on lovers, and obsessed over men who never even slept with them just because of the way he hugged them. One touch, one placement of his hand, and suddenly she can't stop thinking about him. Most men hug like friends. Flat, safe, forgettable. And that's why she doesn't crave you. But the man who knows these psychological tricks, he doesn't just hug her, he imprints on her body. He makes her feel something she can't explain but can't ignore. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In this video, I'm going to share 5 ways how to touch during a hug works on a psychological level after 60, and how small intentional details can awaken a woman's sense of closeness and desire almost instantly. The issue before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future conversations about love, intimacy, and connection later in life. Now, let's begin with the first thing most men misunderstand about touch after 60. Number 1. Let your touch communicate calm before desire. The body reacts to touch very differently than it did in younger years. Desire doesn't ignite from urgency or force. It awakens when the nervous system feels calm first. This is where most men misunderstand touch during a hug. The issue: they move too quickly, grip too tightly, or let their hands wander with intention instead of awareness. The most powerful way to touch her during a hug is to start with stillness. Your hands should arrive slowly and rest naturally, not searching, not adjusting, not signaling expectation. When your touch feels grounded and unhurried, her body reads it as safety, not demand. And safety is what allows desire to surface later in life. Psychologically, this matters because a woman's body needs a moment to settle before it can open. If your presence feels calm, her breathing synchronizes with yours. Her muscles soften, her attention shifts inward. That subtle relaxation is the gateway to arousal, not because you did something, but because you allowed something to happen. A hug that begins with calm sends a clear, unspoken message. You're safe here. There's no pressure to respond, no expectation to move faster, no need to brace. Her body senses that your presence isn't trying to take anything from her, and when that sense of safety settles in, the instinct to protect herself naturally fades from that place. Desire doesn't feel exposed or risky. It doesn't feel like something she has to manage or control. Instead, it emerges quietly. Her body responds because it feels at ease, not because it's being pushed in a certain direction. This is why rush touch often fails later in life. Speed creates alertness, calm creates openness. When an embrace allows her to relax first, any feeling of attraction that follows feels natural and deeply embodied. And that kind of response, grounded, unforced, and emotionally aligned, is often far more powerful than anything driven by urgency ever could be. Once her body registers that sense of calm and safety, the embrace becomes something else entirely, a space where even the smallest change in touch can quietly shift how deeply she responds. Number 2. Keep your hands steady so her body can relax into the moment. After 60, inconsistency in touch is often felt as uncertainty. When hands move restlessly during a hug, adjusting, squeezing, repositioning, her nervous system stays alert. Even if the intention is affectionate, constant presence and anticipation keeps desire at a distance. What works far better is steadiness. Let your hands settle and remain still long enough for her body to register that nothing is being rushed. Steady touch communicates reliability. It tells her that this moment doesn't need to go anywhere else to be complete. As her body relaxes into that steadiness, tension drains away. Psychologically, steady contact allows her to shift from thinking to feeling. Her breathing slows, her muscles soften. She begins to sense the hug rather than analyze it. That transition is crucial later in life because desire follows sensation, not intention. A steady hug doesn't ask her to do anything. It doesn't rush her body or pull her attention forward. It simply offers presence and waits. That patience is what turns touch into an invitation rather than a request. When there's no pressure to respond, her body is free to soften in its own time. And that's when sensation deepens naturally. At this stage of life, attraction isn't triggered by movement or escalation. It grows in the pause, in the confidence of someone who doesn't need to push the moment forward to feel secure. Staying exactly where you are calm, grounded, and present tells her more than any gesture ever could. Have you ever noticed how different a hug feels when it's unhurried and steady? Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. Sometimes reflecting on these small moments reveals more than we expect from there. The focus shifts naturally away from how long you hold her, and toward how aware your body is of hers within that shared space. Number 3. Let your body mirror hers instead of leading the hug. The most powerful touch during a hug often comes from attunement, not direction. When your body subtly mirrors hers, her posture, her breathing rhythm, her level of closeness, the embrace feels mutual, rather than imposed. Many men instinctively lead with pressure or positioning, thinking that confidence means control. But later in life, control can register as intrusion. Mirroring does the opposite. It communicates respect. When she feels that your body is responding with hers, her nervous system relaxes because nothing is being decided for her. Psychologically, her breathing slows when yours does. Her shoulders drop when yours soften. That synchronization moves attention out of the head and into the body, where sensation deepens without effort. Desire follows alignment, not force. A hug that mirrors rather than leads communicates a subtle but powerful message. There's no sense of direction being imposed, no expectation placed on her body to respond a certain way. Instead, the embrace feels cleverly attentive and respectful. Her body recognizes that you're listening, not with words, but with presence. When that shared rhythm settles in, something softens. Attraction grows in that quiet space, not because anything is being escalated, but because nothing feels out of sync. Balance replaces effort. Later in life, this matters deeply. Desire responds to harmony more than momentum. When you allow the hug to find its own equilibrium, her body feels free to open at its own pace. And that freedom, calm, mutual, unforced, is often what makes closeness feel not just pleasant, but genuinely magnetic, which we'll explore right this. Number 4. Let the hug linger just long enough, then release gently after 60. Timing becomes more important than intensity. Many men either let go too quickly, cutting off the moment before her body has fully settled, or they hold on too long, turning closeness into pressure. The most effective touch during a hug lives in the space between those two extremes. A hug that lingers just long enough allows her nervous system to complete its shift from alertness to reeling. Slows, her muscles soften, her awareness moves inward. That's the moment when closeness starts to feel emotionally rich, rather than simply polite or affectionate. What matters just as much as how you let go. An abrupt release can feel like a withdrawal, while holding on too tightly can feel like a demand. A gentle release sits in between. It tells her that the closeness you shared was complete in itself, not a means to an outcome. There's no emotional tugging, no signal that something more is expected, and no sense that the moment was cut short. When you release a hug calmly and unhurriedly, her body understands that intimacy with you is free of pressure. You're not clinging to extend the feeling, and you're not pulling away to protect yourself. You're simply honoring the moment as it is. That balance creates trust. This creates anticipation without demand. Her body registers the hug as complete, satisfying, and safe. And often, it's that gentle ending that leaves the strongest impression. Not because you held on longer, but because you left the moment intact. Share this video with a close friend, a partner, or someone you care about who may be navigating connection and intimacy later in life. Sometimes these quiet insights are easier to understand when they're discovered together. In later life, desire often grows in what's not taken. Issue when a hug ends with calm and intention. Her body remembers the feeling and quietly wants to return to it. Leads us to the next point. Number 5. Keep your attention fully present, not drifting, not distracted after 60. Touch is felt just as much through attention as through the body. A hug loses its power the moment your focus wanders, when your mind is already moving ahead, thinking about what comes next, or checking out emotionally. When you stay fully present during a hug, her body senses it immediately. Your breathing is steady, your posture is settled, your hands aren't performing or anticipating. They're simply there. That kind of attention tells her she has your focus without having to earn it, and that is deeply reassuring later in life. It says this moment matters enough for you to stay inside it, and when a woman feels genuinely held in someone's attention, her nervous system relaxes. Relaxation opens sensation. Sensation deepens connection. Desire follows that sequence naturally. A present hug holds the moment without trying to shape it. It doesn't hurry toward what comes next, and it doesn't drift away before the connection has fully settled. From the first contact to the gentle release, your attention stays anchored in the shared space between you. That continuity tells her this moment matters on its own, not as a step towards something else. When a woman feels that kind of undivided attention, the closeness takes on weight and meaning. It doesn't feel accidental or routine, it feels intentional. Her body senses that she isn't being rushed through an experience or half-held while your mind is elsewhere. And that sense of being fully met calmly, steadily allows intimacy to register deeply. Issue later in life, desire isn't awakened by technique, it's awakened by presence. When your attention remains grounded and steady during an embrace, the hug becomes more than touch, it becomes a place her body remembers and wants to return to. After 60, intimacy is no longer about doing more, it's about being more aware. The way you touch her during a hug isn't powerful because of technique or intention alone. It's powerful because it reveals how present, calm, and emotionally attuned you are in that moment. What these 5 ways have in common is simplicity, steadiness over movement, mirroring instead of leading, timing instead of force, presence instead of distraction. Together they create a kind of closeness that feels safe, intentional, and deeply human. And later in life, that's what the body responds to most. A hug like this doesn't demand anything from her. It doesn't rush her forward or leave her guessing. It allows her to relax, to soften, and to feel met exactly where she is. From that place, attraction doesn't feel risky or pressured. It feels natural, grounded, and quietly intense. And if this conversation resonated, it truly helps the channel grow and reach others who may need these insights. Share it with a friend, a partner, or someone you care about who's navigating connection and intimacy later in life. And if you enjoy thoughtful, honest conversations about love, touch, and emotional presence after 60, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss our future videos. I'm Vernon. Thank you for watching my video till now, and see you next time.